So how do you actually grow your email list? That's the question I want to answer in this lecture. And to do that, we're going to go over 15 different strategies that you can use to get people to opt in to your list. Ready? One of the best ways to get email signups is with what's called a feature box, which is a big area above the content of your website, usually on the homepage, that tells people exactly what your website is about with a strong call to action encouraging them to sign up for your email list. It's really powerful when somebody lands on your homepage because they instantly know what you're all about, and they know exactly what to do next if they think you can bring them value. If your blog has a sidebar, as most do, you should try to utilize that space wisely. The very first thing in your sidebar, in most cases, should be an opt-in form. People expect to see that there, and if they're looking for it, that's usually where they're going to look. A lot of bloggers fail to capture leads at the end of their posts, and they're missing a huge opportunity. If someone reads all the way to the end of your post, they're clearly engaged with your content, so that's the perfect place to ask them to join your list by offering some kind of free resource in exchange. You can also include an opt-in form right within your post content. You've already got the reader's attention, so it's the perfect place to offer up a relevant freebie and get them on your list. And the longer your content, the more opt-in forms you can get away with. I would only include one if your post is in the 500 to 1,000 word range, but if you've got a monster post with 3,000 or 4,000 words or more, you can feel justified with 2 or 3 opt-in forms within the content itself. If you have a core lead magnet that you want to promote to your entire audience, your navigation bar is prime real estate to do just that. Use an enticing label and link to a landing page where people can opt in and pick up your freebie. Your about page is where people go to learn who you are and what you do. If they're interested enough to do that, they may be interested enough to sign up for your list. Make sure you have at least one opt-in form on your about page. Header bar. Use a plugin like Hello Bar to add a crystal clear call to action at the very top of your site. This is great for growing your list or really promoting anything to your audience in an unobtrusive but effective way. Pop-ups. I know what you're thinking. Pop-ups are annoying, and in many cases I totally agree. But here's the thing. They work. Lightbox pop-ups are one of the best ways to convert visitors into subscribers. If you're going to use pop-ups, make sure you offer a free resource that's valuable enough to justify getting up in people's faces. There are plenty of plugins that can do pop-ups for you, including Optin Monster, Bloom by Elegant Themes, Sumo Me, and Thrive Leads. Again, make sure you're offering enough value to justify the annoyance that comes with interrupting people while they're reading your content. Exit intent pop-ups are pop-ups that trigger right when a user moves their mouse to leave the page. They're slightly less obtrusive than a normal pop-up because they don't interrupt visitors while they're browsing your site, and they can help you capture emails from people who would otherwise leave and maybe never come back. The key to success here is to offer something relevant and enticing enough for someone to spend 10 more seconds typing in their email address. Slide up or fly in forms. This one has a different name depending on who you're talking to, but it's a little box that slides up from the bottom, usually in the lower right-hand corner of the page, offering the user something and asking for their email address. This is much, much less annoying than a full-size pop-up, and it's still pretty effective. Turn commenters into subscribers. People who comment on your blog are already more engaged than your average visitor. So what if you could turn them into email subscribers? There are a couple ways to do this. One way is to use the free comment redirect plugin, which automatically redirects first-time commenters to a page of your choice. And on that page, you can thank them and offer them one of your freebies if they opt into your list. And it's really nice because it's only first-time commenters. So once the person leaves their second comment, they no longer get sent over to that page. The other way is to add a checkbox to the comment form itself, where people can choose to join your list right as they post their comments. If you use MailChimp, the MailChimp for WordPress plugin offers this functionality, as does the newsletter sign-up plugin. Two-step opt-in process. This one is a little counterintuitive, but it's worth trying. Usually when people have a pop-up or other call to action to get people on their list, you'll have the opt-in form embedded right there. But some data suggests it may be better to add another step and have people click a button before the form even shows up. Obviously, they still have to enter their email address, but they don't even see the form until after they've clicked the button. The psychology here is this. It's a lot easier to click a button than to fill out a form, and once they've clicked the button, they've made a subconscious commitment to the process and are now much more likely to follow through. Super weird, I know, but it works. Many of the plugins I've mentioned support a button or link to trigger a Lightbox form, so definitely give that a try. We've mentioned social proof a couple of times. Social proof does wonders when you're trying to get people to do anything, whether it's buying your product or opting into your list. If you already have a sizable list, say 10,000 subscribers, you can show off that number. But when you're just getting started, you're not going to have a huge subscriber base to flaunt. So here's an alternative. Testimonials. Quote someone saying something nice about you or your work. Bonus points if that person is a prominent figure in your industry. Even if you're new to the game, you can get testimonials from influencers by offering them some kind of value first, such as a guest post for their blog. But even if you don't have anything from the big guys, something is always better than nothing. Reach out to your most engaged readers and ask for a quote. If someone leaves a nice comment on your blog, ask permission to feature it. Social proof will lend credibility to your brand and increase your conversion rates. Facebook ad retargeting. If you have some money to spend, Facebook ads are an incredible way to capture leads. The nitty-gritty of a Facebook ad campaign is a little outside the scope of this course, but one of my favorite tactics is to use the Facebook tracking pixel to target people who visited your site but didn't opt into your list, and then offer them one of your lead magnets in a promoted Facebook dark post. This works really well because you're targeting warm traffic, people who have already been exposed to your content and are at least somewhat familiar with who you are, so they're more likely to want to see more. And finally, I want to encourage you to test all of this. What works for me or other bloggers or marketers may not necessarily work for you. Every blog is different and every audience is different. So use the split testing functionality in whatever opt-in plugin you choose and test different designs, different copy, different placements, pop-ups versus no pop-ups, and so on and so forth. Testing is how you optimize your conversion rates.